Welcome back to another episode of Carson's Aquatics. Today we are finally going to be setting up my 500-gallon pool pond. We received this pool pond a little over a month ago, and first of all I want to give a big shout out to Boswell Aquariums for hooking it up and sending this thing over. I am beyond excited to see my fish swimming around in here. But with that being said, we actually will not be adding the fish to this pond today in this video. We'll hopefully be doing that later this week, and of course I'll post a whole video of that. But in this video we are going to be getting the substrate set up in here. We're going to be filling it up with water, and then we're going to start messing with the filtration. I'm going to try and build my own DIY filter for this. We're gonna see how it goes, and if it doesn't work out well, then we'll just buy one. But I wanna see if I can build my own for this. And then yeah, like I said, later this week, we'll be moving my fish over here, as well as the rest of the scaping materials. We are gonna be scaping this pond. A lot of you guys probably know a bunch of YouTubers have this same exact pond, and a lot of them don't even scape it. They just leave it completely blank. And I just want this pond to look good. I want it to look like the rest of my tanks. So we're gonna have substrate, driftwood, rocks, plants, all that stuff. It's gonna look awesome. And yeah, I already have a lot of the stuff we need for this pool pond. First of all, I have 2 bags of Quick Creek pool filter sand. I've been using pool filter sand in my aquariums for years. It works really well. And then I also have some pond tubing, a pond pump, and a pond waterfall box. We're gonna be using those things to try and make our own filter. And yeah, the sand is gonna be going in the back left corner here. I knew I wanted to have sand in this pool pond because my American cichlids love to dig, and I wanted to give them a place where they can do that. But then for the rest of the substrate, we're going with gravel because it looks cool and it's a lot easier to clean. And actually, if you take a look over at our turtle pond, we have both of the exact substrates we're gonna be using in this pool pond. The pool filter sand is in there and over here, and then all this land section is the exact gravel we're going to be using. So there's just a little sneak peek of what it's going to look like in the pool pond. I do still need to buy that gravel. I think I'm going to get 4, maybe 5 bags. And then I also need to get one more thing for the filter, and I'm getting both of those things at Home Depot. And that is the first thing we're doing. So with that being said, I'll see you guys there. I'm picking up 2 of these hose clamps right here. One of them will be to keep the pond tubing onto the pump, and the other will be to keep the pond tubing onto the waterfall box. And you just saw we got our 6 bags of gravel. That should be enough. See you guys back at home. Alrighty guys, so we are back at the house. We've got our 6 bags of gravel right here. We also got those 2 hose clamps, and there's one more thing that I need for the filter that I didn't see at Home Depot. We'll worry about that later, but right now I do want to go ahead and get all this substrate rinsed and into the pond. This is the part I've been dreading the most. This is not going to be fun at all. It's going to take forever, but we got to do it. We need this substrate to be clean. So what I'm going to be doing for the next hour or 2 is getting this gravel and this sand into these buckets, run some water through them until they look clean, dump it from the buckets into the pond, and repeat until everything's done. So I'm just gonna get right to work. I'm gonna set up a time lapse, and I'll see you guys when I'm done. Alrighty guys, well I've now been rinsing substrate for a little over 2 hours. Finally, the hardest part is done. All the substrate is in the pool pond. As I explained earlier, we got the sand in the back left corner and then gravel everywhere else. And now that I'm looking at it, it almost looks like the American flag. But then I do have a milk crate right over there. That's gonna have to do with our filtration. I'm not gonna explain it right now. We'll get to that when we get to that. I just wanna go right ahead and fill this thing up. I've been waiting so long to see this thing full of water, and I'm just praying that this thing does not have any holes or leaks in it. I think I'd honestly cry if it did. But yeah, only one way to find out. We've already got the hose ran back into that corner, and let's start filling this thing. Wow, that is awesome, and that is a lot of friggin' water inside of my house. Makes me a little bit nervous, you know, but I've got faith in this liner. It feels super thick. But yeah, the pond is finally full, and just check it out. Obviously it looks so much cooler with water in it and with that substrate in there. And I honestly thought the water was gonna be a little bit murkier, but I guess we did a good job cleaning it, because I mean, it is just crystal clear. You'd be able to see right to the back of it if there wasn't a glare. The main issue is we just need a light for it. I'm gonna get some big LED strip to go up there. Then you'll be able to see in there way better. And now I'm pretty much done for the night. It is starting to get late. So we're gonna do all the filtration tomorrow, but I do wanna have some kind of water movement in here. So right here we've got my old pond pump. I ended up upgrading to a stronger one, so this one doesn't have any use. And I might end up using this pump in this pool pond if it's strong enough, but if not, we'll just get a stronger one for it. So we've got that right down where the filter's gonna be. I'm actually gonna plug this into the, never mind, can't plug into that. So I'll just plug it in over here. Okay, well, there it goes. Yeah, I think this is gonna be strong enough for this pond, so that's good. Wow. That's stronger than I remembered it being. Check that out, guys. I thought for sure we were gonna have to buy a new pump, but that is definitely gonna work. And I guess since we have time, I'll just go ahead and explain the filter I'm gonna try to make. This is a milk crate, literally. You can see Prairie Farms right there. What I'm gonna do is buy another one of these from wherever I can find it, or I'll just get two of the same kind, and I'm gonna stack them on top of each other, and then this waterfall box is going to sit on top of those, and in here we're gonna have a bunch of filter media, like filter padding, some lava rock, and then that pump is gonna run through this tubing up to this little nozzle here, and it's gonna feed water into this. It'll actually come out down under here. And then also, since it does get cold down here in this basement, we're gonna need a heater for this pool pond. So we could also put that heater somewhere in this whole milk crate contraption. I don't think I want to stick a heater onto the side of the pool pond. I don't know if it would melt the liner. It probably wouldn't, but I don't want to take that risk. So I think we're going to put the heater somewhere in the milk crates. And I think this filtration system is going to work out fine. It works out fine in my head. That honestly doesn't mean much, but we'll see. And yeah, like I said, we're going to work on that tomorrow. Here is one last look at the pool pond for now. Super happy with it so far and just cannot wait to see it done. So with all that being said, I'll see you guys in the morning. Alrighty guys, so it is the next day and I actually already went ahead and built the filter, and it's pretty much exactly how I explained it yesterday. First of all, we got these two storage crates. I got them from Target for $8 each. I went ahead and used some zip ties to connect them together on one side, and I did that so if we need to access the pump or the heater, we can just flip this thing open. And yeah, inside this contraption we got the pond pump, then one of those hose clamps is connecting the pond tubing to it, which runs out one of these holes up here to the waterfall box where another hose clamp is holding it on. And then we got the waterfall box. The water's gonna come in through the bottom down here. We're gonna have filter padding and lava rock in here. And yeah, there it is. It's kind of ugly, but it'll work. I mean, I think it'll work. Let's go ahead and find out. Actually, wait, before we test out the filter, I do want to try out this light I found. This actually came with my 75-gallon tank, and I ended up getting a new light for that, and this has just been sitting in my parents' basement. This thing looks huge, so I'm hoping it'll be bright enough to light up this pond. If it's not, we'll just buy a new one, but let's go ahead and see. All right, it's all plugged in, and let's flip it on in 3, 2, 1. Okay. I mean, yeah, that is definitely gonna work. Lights up pretty much the whole pond, and wow, I'm glad that I just had that thing sitting around because that is perfect. But now we're gonna go ahead and get our filter thing in place. It's going back here in the back right corner. And now let's go ahead and plug it in. Ooh. Okay. We've got a filter, I guess. I mean, as you can see, it's not the most pleasing to look at, but it's not horrible. It'll work. It'll save me about $300 on a brand new filter, and that was mainly what we're going for. It actually looks pretty cool. And I mean, if you look at it from that front panel, you can like barely even see it. Literally, it's like almost invisible. But when we finish upscaping this thing, we will definitely hide that filter with some plants. We could maybe even get some real plants to like sit up there. I don't know, we'll figure that out later. But yeah, there it is. It's a good amount of flow, and it does create oxygen in the water for the fish. I might eventually want to cut a hole in the top of this top crate, like a little outline of the waterfall box, so it can sit lower in the crate so the water noise isn't as loud. I mean, it's not bad. It's overall pretty silent, but I might eventually want to lower that waterfall box a little bit. And now there are just a few more things we need to do to this pool pond to get it ready for my fish. In fact, we'll actually do one of those things right now. We do still need to dechlorinate our water, so I've got some pond water conditioner right here. We need 10 capfuls, so and there we go. And now all we really need for this pool pond is a heater and a net to go over the top of it so the fish don't jump out. And then of course we do need to add some media to our filter. And then this thing's pretty much done, ready for fish. However, that is gonna do it for this video. We will be finishing up this pool pond in the same video that I moved the fish over here, so be ready for that one. Other than that, today's comment of the day goes out to, and if you want your comment to be the comment of the day in the next video, all you gotta do is drop a comment down below, and that could happen. And if you liked this video, be sure to hit that like button, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and I'm gonna see you in the next video.